You're watching Around Town with Henry Dorman.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. Hammondsport is a place where you have to come to. They have everything, all as part of a little family. And we are at the Crooked Lake Ice Cream Parlor.
Yep.
Right? And these two ladies run the Crooked Lake Ice Cream Parlor. And would you introduce yourselves? And then I'm leaving it all to you, because here you can have a milkshake, you can have an ice cream soda, you can have all the things that you dreamt that you had when you were a kid. And I am going to do that because I have, what is this?
That is a black and white chocolate milkshake. So vanilla ice cream, chocolate syrup, made just traditionally like these. So.
Did you come up with this?
No, this is an older recipe, so, but not a lot of places make it that way still.
Not a lot of places make it, period.
True.
What is this?
This is one of our omelet specials. This is our green goddess omelet. It has fresh ramps, which are a unique onion family vegetable, and they made a dressing out of that and vegetables in it with our homemade home fries. And then we have a burger for you over here with our homemade fresh cut French fries. So.
Isn't this nice? It's so nice you get to go and eat all of these things. That's right on the main square of Hammondsport. Introduce yourselves now, and then tell us what's happening here, because you've just redone this entire place, and you're redoing the place next door.
Yep, correct. So my name's Samantha Reed. I'm the marketing manager.
Do you mind if I eat a little?
Oh, no, please, help yourself.
Homemade French fries.
They are, yep.
Because they're much smaller than usual.
Yep, so we cut them fresh every day and then fry them fresh as well. So enjoy those. And then we have Alexx Snyder over here, and she's our manager, and I'll let her talk a little bit about the restaurant as well.
So I've worked here for 15 years. So I've been here since I was a kid. I just love the atmosphere and how the remodel has definitely kept its character of the old Crooked Lake that we all remember, while incorporating definitely the Glenn Curtis theme and bringing Hammondsport back into the square and Crooked Lake.
Yeah, so touching on that too in terms of Glenn Curtis, one thing we're really trying to do with both restaurants is bring Glenn Curtis downtown. Obviously we have the Great Glenn Curtis Museum out on 54, but down in here we have the bicycle motorcycle theme at Crooked Lake, and then next door at our other restaurant, the Park Inn, we're doing the aviation theme.
Isn't she good?
We're really trying to evoke the creativity he had and keep his heritage alive in Hammondsport, because we think it means a lot to everyone in the town itself. For food, we serve breakfast, as you can see here, as well as lunch. Breakfast we offer all day, so it can be a brunch item as well. And we also do ice cream, which Alexx is the master of, so
yeah,
let her.
Kind of the ice cream queen. Scooping ice cream for a long time. I mean,
what kind of ice cream do you serve? Is it like the brand name, or?
Yeah, we serve Gifford's Ice Cream now. It's a small batch company out of Maine. Oh. We've done a little bit of Gifford's Ice Cream over the years, probably the past 5 years here. But now we have all of their flavors, so it's really exciting. They have amazing ice cream.
And you're open here for breakfast and for lunch.
Yep.
And then next door they're going to be open for dinner.
Yes.
Correct.
So you've got it all sewed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're open here during the summer until 9 for ice cream as well.
Really? Wow.
So you'll be able to come after your dinner.
Will I be able to come? Yes. Yes, because someplace here we're going to have food, and it's always a dessert that's best from here.
Yeah.
And they put it right in the cones and everything.
Yeah, so one thing we're doing with the cones too here is we do homemade waffle cones, which also allows us to do some creative modern dishes as well for ice cream. So we do ice cream nachos, which are made from homemade waffle cone chips. And we also, for Cinco de Mayo, just had a special where we did ice cream tacos. So we have the ability to do some fun modern dishes as well as your traditional classic ice cream dishes that you would see at any 50s diner. So
you look like you're having such fun.
It's always fun here.
Always?
Always.
There must be some downtime.
I've always
somebody
had
falls
fun
on
here.
the floor or what?
Okay.
But when you have Alexx as your manager, it's fun. So she's done
Yeah.
a great job. We have a great team over here, so that helps a ton.
Everybody seems to be pulling together.
Yeah.
Everybody there and here, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you need reservations?
Nope, we don't accept reservations, but we do walk-ins and we'll accommodate the best we can and always seat people, so.
You're such a happy group. What's the phone number here?
607-569-2751.
And the address?
35 Sheether Street, Hammondsport, New York, 14840.
So 1-2 punch.
There you
Great.
go.
Yeah.
I've got to finish this, but you're welcome to come and join me.
Around Town with Henry Dorman will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Yeah, it's going down. We about to live it up, y'all. Let's go.
It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. We on the big screen, and everybody's here living out our dreams. Dreams, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get enough. This right here gon' make you jump, jump, jump. This is home. This is the place. We break it out, sing it loud, scream and shout. This is home. Hey, yeah. This is home.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to savethefood.com.
Keep up with breaking news, weather alerts, and developing stories across the Twin Tiers on the WENY live stream. Visit WENY.com/live or download our app today.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dorman.
Have you ever heard of the Black Sheep Inn? What could be a more colorful place than that? In between Hammondsport and Bath, and I'm going to ask the people who own this wonderful bed and breakfast to say their names and what they do, because this is a hidden away place. What could you go wrong with a name like that? I mean, Black Sheep Inn. This is the couple, and they're sitting in a place that not only he decorated, she runs. They've furnished and spent years in putting together the most cozy places in town, in a far-reaching town from Hammondsport to Bath to Mitchellsville.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it all to you, and then all I have to do is watch.
Thanks, Henry. Welcome to the inn. So I'm Deb Meritsky, partner in the Black Sheep Inn and Spa, and we run a 5-room farm-to-table bed and breakfast.
And spa.
And spa on site for guests of the inn, as well as for the public to come in and use. So it's really quite a bit of fun. Guests can come for amazing experiences here at the inn. We offer wide-ranging pre-planned packages that go from a girlfriend's getaway. They can have spa on site, chocolate and wine at one of our partner wineries, a special handmade gift from the inn that Marc and I create with one of our partners, all the way to a hot air balloon ride if you would like to. So we have kind of the bucket list to the very basic. And if there's something you don't see, ask us. We'll probably be able to create it for you.
I think you're a very colorful lady. And I think he's a colorful fellow. You know, my wife and I wanted to take a balloon ride once. And we took off from up near Mitchellsville.
Yes.
And the wind took us toward the lake. And as we had to go down to refuel. And as we went down, the pilot of the balloon yelled out to the people below who were having a barbecue and said, "Is this buffalo?" Woke everybody up. Sorry to interrupt you guys.
It's okay. That's that's exactly what our balloon people do. They may come out based on where the wind is going and drop you in the lake a little bit and bring you back up again. They might grab lunch on the way. You never know.
If it smells good.
If it smells good. So yeah, so we have the spa. We offer 5 guest rooms, ranging from our wood room, which is a full-size bed, to the wood room, which is a name of the man who was the great-great-grandson of the man who built this house, Timothy Miggs Younglove. And we named a room in honor of Paul Wood. And we have the Younglove, the Curtis room, which are queen bedrooms. And we have our 2 king suites, which is the Pleasant Valley and the Taylor Suite, also named after kind of the area a bit. All of our rooms offer private ensuite bathrooms. We offer a very lovely multi-course farm-to-table breakfast in the morning. So we're very focused on farm-to-table. And my background is I'm a professional chef. And I went to cooking school in Vermont years ago.
Hello, sweetheart.
And so food is very important to us. And we source about 85% of our ingredients from within 50 miles of our inn. So we're very connected with our farm movement in the region. And have been doing that since we opened the inn 12 years ago.
12 years ago?
12 years ago.
I never knew you were open.
Where have you been, Henry?
I don't know. That's really a failing. Well, this is a wonderful house because it's octagonal.
It is.
It's probably the only octagonal house I've seen in miles and miles and miles, if at all.
Well, there's actually a small one in Prattsburg, right on Route 53, but they're pervasive throughout western and central New York.
Really?
We're actually one of less than 100 left in the state. Where there
Why
used to
did
be
they
over
build
1,000.
them?
Oh,
there's, I'll keep it brief. There was a whole movement in the mid-19th century started by Orson Squires Fowler, who was a phrenologist. And those were the guys that would study the lumps on your head. And they would tell you all about your health and what you're going to be doing. And he somehow connected with an 8-sided structure, and he wrote a book, An Octagon House, A Home for All. Had it published in 1848, and they started popping up throughout New York State. And then eventually they spread.
Are you getting a lot of good vibes?
Oh, absolutely. I do. Do you get good vibes?
I got good vibes. But there's more to talk about in addition to the inn.
Take it away.
I'll pick that up. We are also artists. I work in stained glass. My wife Debbie works in mixed media and does recycled and repurposed jewelry out of all kinds of great ingredients, as she calls it. And we have our art studio, which is called Flavor Studio, in the barn behind the inn.
Explain the acronym.
And flavor is not related to food necessarily, but it's an acronym for Finger Lakes Art, Vintage, Old, and Repurposed. We're very big recyclers. We really don't like to throw anything away, so we found ways to integrate them into our art. With myself and stained glass, I've used old wine bottles, different old clear glass plates, lenses from Corning Ink over the years.
Do you make things to sell?
We do. So
what kind of things?
Stained glass panels and all types of different framed and wall art with respect to mixed media. Debbie has a huge range of repurposed jewelry that she's worked on.
My daughter Christy is in stained glass too.
Is she?
She makes lamps and other things like that.
Yeah. But we do offer classes through the studio.
Really?
To the public.
To the public, to our inn guests. It's a really nice feature for our guests because, as we all know, locally a lot of the businesses close up for the day at 5 or 6 p.m. Well, especially in the summer, it's daylight till late. Well, they want things to do. They want to be engaged.
Is it expensive?
It is not. So a glass for stained glass for usually about 2 hours will run $75, and that includes all the equipment and the supplies. And you walk out with a piece. You finished it in that period of time, and you get to take it home.
You have something for everyone here.
We
a place
do.
to stay, a place to learn, a place to fulfill your desires of creation.
Yeah.
What is this story about Van Gogh or Vincent?
Well, in association with our Flavor Studio, we've decided to kind of take the show on the road a little bit locally, and we are creating the first pop-up art truck in the Finger Lakes region. And Debbie coined the van as Vincent Van Gogh. So it's kind of a play on words.
Go is G-O.
Go is spelled G-O because Vincent will be going. Vincent the van will be going. And it's going to be a mobile gallery. And you're going to look for us at some local wineries, some local breweries, some festivals possibly. You never know where you'll see him. He's a beautiful red color, and it says flavor on the side in bright green. And check him out.
Gee, when I come by and see you at the fairs, will you remember me?
I certainly will.
Around Town with Henry Dorman will return in a moment.
When severe weather strikes, the WENY First Warning Weather Team is here for you. Joe, Ali, and Tony have you covered before, during, and after the storm, 7 days a week. Your home for First Warning Weather, right here on WENY News.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dorman.
There's one place in Corning that is magic, and his name is AJ, only AJ, and he is a legend. I just can't explain to you all of the things that he does that really make for perfection, because he's a hairdresser, and what a hairdresser, and what, it's really more than that, isn't it? What would you call it?
Well, we make people look and feel good.
You make people happy.
Make people happy.
This is a wonderful, wonderful idea that you had, and you've been doing this for so long.
This is our 91st year.
But not for you.
No, my mother started in 1927, and she was, her mother had had a stroke. She needed to do something that she could have an occupation, yet tend to her mom. And so in her home, she started the salon, which was on Denison Parkway in Chemung, which was her parents' home to begin with. And we moved, we were there for 72 years and moved here 19 years ago.
But since you moved here, there's really, and I can't quite explain it, but you've done some things that are wonderful. You have a warmth. People come here, you can't get in. It's so crowded. And you make everybody feel so good. And you've got a big place.
Well, it's all about my team. You know, AJ's isn't just me. It's everybody that is working together as a unit to make everybody look and feel good. they're smart, they're talented, they're very well educated in their field. They're the best of the best. We have trained literally hundreds of hairdressers over the years that have gone on to open their own salons and become successful. And it makes me feel good that we continue to do this every day and still come in perky, having fun, looking forward to doing it. But it's really all of them that's making this whole operation continue as successful as it is.
And it really is something special because, to me, the place looks like it's new every day. You've got different stalls here, different types of, I see it to the left, to the right, everywhere. How did you do this?
Well, it's, you know...
There is no other place in town that I know of that works like you do.
I think we're probably the biggest, definitely the biggest on Market Street. You know, the image of the salon is as important to me as the work that we produce. And so we are constantly updating, creating, reinventing ourselves, so to speak. And to be on top of, you know, fashion trends change with every season. So now that we're in spring, we're really, you know, planning and going into summer. And people are, you know, have been cooped up all winter. We've had a very long winter here in this area. And we want, yeah, they're just ready to have their hair cut and colored, and they need some deep conditioning. And so it's a fun time of year, kind of a rebirth of seasons, and to get somebody, you know, looking and feeling better.
You say all these things so well.
Well, I've been doing it a long time.
And you do, you have men's and?
Probably 30% of our business
Really?
is men. And so all ages, you know, from young children to, you know, people that I have been doing. I have a couple clients that have been coming as long as we've been open, that are still able to, you know, come in. It's really quite amazing.
And you are quite amazing.
Thank you, sir.
I just love hearing from you because there are so many people that I appreciate in Corning that just are special.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Special in Corning and special in the area. And you haven't got a wrinkles, have you?
A few.
We'll be here. They come up and down the street all the time. The best of the best is him, AJ. What should we do about AJ's name?
AJ's hair and makeup.
What does AJ mean?
Anthony Joseph. Anthony Joseph Fratarcangelo.
There you go. Stick around. He'll be here. I'm going to be just sitting around having a wonderful time. He hasn't changed a bit. We'll see you soon.
Henry Dorman was born March 5, 1932, on a barge in Brooklyn, New York. After attending school, he served a number of years in the United States Coast Guard. It was at 26 years old when he married his wife Alice. Upon his passing, Mrs. Dorman released a statement saying in part, quote, "Henry and I met when we were young people in New York and ended up traveling the world, living the most adventurous and wondrous of lives together. I will always cherish the 62 years of marriage we had and the joy he brought our daughters Christy and Kari and granddaughters Lillian and Chelsea." Henry was known for interviewing world leaders and influential people, and it all started when he was in high school and found out then President Harry Truman was staying at the Carlisle Hotel on Madison Avenue.
He called the Carlisle Hotel and had to deepen his voice, and he said, "This is Henry Dorman calling. I'd like to speak with his presidential secretary immediately." And she said, "Okay," and then put him through. And someone said hello, and he said, "This is Henry Dorman. I'd like to speak with the presidential secretary immediately." And he said, "Well, you got the president, so what would you like?"
The next day, Henry joined President Truman on a morning walk and would end up keeping in touch with him through the years. Henry would go on to interview more U.S. presidents and world leaders. But with all the big-name interviews, people close to him say he remained down to earth.
it's very easy to get caught in that bubble and not concern yourself with the problems of day-to-day people. And he always saw himself in those day-to-day people and wanted to help.
Henry was involved in a lot, but perhaps his greatest accomplishment was what he did for the National Enquirer while he served as a chairman of the board.
And when he came on board, he met with the mayor of Chicago and got it at the front of the checkout stands. No magazine had been sold at the front. And he got it there, and grocery stores, it was the second biggest selling product next to milk at that point.
In 1978, Henry took his love for interviewing people and turned it into a quarterly magazine called Leaders. It contains a broad range of leadership thoughts and visions of the world's most influential people. In 2013, he would also release a book, Letters from Leaders, which includes letters written by a collection of the world's movers and shakers. Most recently, he hosted a segment on WENY TV, Around Town with Henry Dorman. In it, he highlighted local businesses, events, and people, always making a lasting impression.
He gave us the opportunity to hear stories about individuals and small businesses, community events that many of us wouldn't necessarily know about.
And while Henry enjoyed conducting interviews, he was also a big philanthropist. In the late 90s, he and his wife donated $500,000 from the Young Leadership Foundation to what was then the Davenport Library in Bath.
This library is going to be his legacy to this Bath community. And I wanted to assure him that all of us work very hard to make him proud that his name is on the building.
Henry also wanted to help the younger generation. That's why he started the Young People's Leadership Foundation.
It works closely with providing education for kids who show excellence in some field, whatever they choose, but that can't afford education and can't afford school.
It's obvious Henry had a large impact on the community, the country, and the world. He passed away on May 11th, 2018, at the age of 86.
He's leaving a big hole here, so we will miss him very much.
We're just going to miss him. He had a gentleness about him, an old-fashionedness which some people liked and some people didn't, but he was a great guy and he will be sorely missed.
His kindness, his empathy, he really cared for people, and, you know, Earth lost a great gentleman, but heaven gained an angel there. We'll miss him greatly.
Henry requested there be no funeral arrangements made for him. Instead, if you would like to honor his life, he kindly asks for donations to be made to the Young People's Leadership Foundation. We have information on how you can do that on our website, WENY.com.
Hello. It's time to say so long. It's been so many really nice years that we've been together doing Around Town, and so many of you have become friends. I just have had the most wonderful time and experience, but it's time now to move on. And I wanted to say thank you to you and to the crew that we've worked with here at the station for many years. Really, such special people, and it's hard for me to say thank you enough times for all that you've done and do every day. Sometimes you've given me wonderful advice, and I've been so surprised to see so many people saying hello and saying nice things. We really have a great neighborhood. I just wanted to tell you how much I love life. I'd like to do it again, even though I may not be much more than I already am. Just to turn back the hands and make my life begin. Ah, yes, I'd like to do it again. So long. God bless you, everyone. Just have the chance to turn back the hands and let my life begin. Oh, yeah, I'd like to do it again. Pause again. And who knows, I might.